The CMMCS was back at Brands Hatch, but this time for the much anticipated Grand Prix meeting. The races out on track would be split between the Super Saloons and TinTops once more. Again, we were joined by the classic Volkswagens who joined us last year, and they also helped us keep the entry fees down. It was a hot one once more, highs of 36 degrees mid-afternoon, which was certainly taking its toll on both cars and drivers. Qualifying saw Alex Sidwell stamp his authority on the field, posting a lap time 4 seconds quicker than anyone else. Nick Sutton would be next up in his Mitsubishi, followed by the Class B leader Adrian Bradley. He was followed by Peter Selden, Ronan Bradley, Rod Birley, Andy Woods-Dean. Next was an impressive run from Peter Osborne, 8th place overall in his Class D Super Saloon, followed by Martin Reynolds, Steve Everson in the Ford Taurus Ascar, followed by the leading Volkswagen runner Chris Adams in P11. Jack Whitehead, another impressive run to put him 12th overall, followed by Neil Gardner, Adrian Matthews, Dave Hutchins, Jeremy Sutton, Simon Tomlinson, Ken Angell, Martin Scott and Liam Pauling, your top 20. Just outside the top 20 would be 3 Volkswagens, Nick Sanderson, Simon Worth and Tim Mole. I would be 24th on the grid, just ahead of Ian Seal, Donald Dewar, Richard Skelsey, and then we had James Seal, Eddie O'Kane, Alex Martin, Stephen Watson and Russell Bradley in 32nd place in the Volkswagen Golf. So let's ride on board of a lap of the Brands Hatch Grand Prix circuit and just give you an idea what this impressive circuit is all about. We'll join Steve Everson in the Ford Taurus Ascar, Marcus Bicknell's car of course, but Steve driving it on the Grand Prix circuit this weekend. So let's see what a lap time is like around Brands Hatch. This will put you in the top 10 of the race meeting. So 32 cars took the rolling start, and it was probably not so surprising to see Alex Sidwell scamper off into the distance. Nick Sutton was putting impressive lap times in, but was in second position, whilst behind them Adrian Bradley would only last 2 laps. A gear lever issue forced him to pull off early on. This momentarily elevated Rob Birley into 3rd position, but then Andy Woods-Dean came flying past the Escort as the Escort started to have issues once more. Neil Gardner was leading the TinTops once more, but unfortunately he had an off at Stirling's Bend on lap number 3. This would see him in the gravel and out of the race, so Dave Hutchins was now the leader in the TinTops category, as Matthews was slipping back with a braking problem. Chris Adams was comfortably leading the Volkswagen Group 2. So with a lead of over 10 seconds, Sidwell started to back off as he navigated his way through the back markers. Sutton started to close down the gap and it was down to about 7 seconds. Then it went suddenly down to 1.8 seconds as Alex cruised to the checkered flag. Andy Woodstein would be 3rd position, Ronan Bradley would be 4th as he found his way past Birley on lap number 8 as the escort came to a halt once more. This will see Martin Reynolds in 5th, followed by Steve Everson in the Ford Taurus Ascar. He'd be followed by Rod Birley, who just about made it to the line, slowing round every corner but made it to the flag in 7th place. Peter Selden would be in 8th position, followed by Peter Osborne, impressive, a Class D Super Saloon in the top 10 overall in 9th. Jack Whitehead would be in 10th, followed by the leading Volkswagen. In 11th place, Chris Adams in the Golf, followed by Dave Hutchins, the leading TinTop, then Simon Tomlinson in 13th, followed by Ken Angell and Simon Worth in 15th. Then we'd see Jeremy Sutton in 16th, followed by Nick Sanderson. Liam Pauling won his T3 class, ahead of Adrian Matthews, Kevin Borland and Ian Seal, seeing a great victory within Class TP. Steve Watson would be 22nd, followed by James Seal, Alex Martin. I finished 25th on 3 tyres as I had a puncture early on. And then in 26th would be Russell Bradley and Richard Scalzi would be in 27th. Our retirements from the first race of the day would be Eddie O'Kane, Martin Scott, Donald Dewar, Neil Gardner and Adrian Bradley. It had been another good race for Ian Seal, winning the TP class. So before we start race number 2, let's have a ride on board with Ian Seal around the Brands Hatch Grand Prix circuit in something slightly different to the Ford Taurus Ascar we saw at the start of the show. Great driving there from Ian. He won the class in the first race of the day. He'll be looking to do the double in the second race of the day, which was slightly behind schedule after a number of issues in the other series saw the clock ticking past 6 PM and the circuit curfew was looming. A very quick rolling flag lap would see the drivers get underway safely for the last race of the day, and they somehow managed to get the full race distance in after a number of the other series would take shorter races because of their slowness getting ready. It would be another great start for Alex Sidwell, blasting away from pole position, with Andy Woodstein not far behind him as he got past Nick Sutton early on. Birley moved quickly through the field from 7th up into 4th, but Adrian Bradley was sliding his way through the field from the back of the grid after retirement in race 1. The green BMW was up to 3rd by lap number 3, which was incredibly impressive. Adrian would get the Driver of the Race award for this great comeback through the field. On lap number 3 we would see a bit of a shake-up too, as Nick Sutton would drop back into 6th position, with Ronan Bradley getting past Birley. Birley would retake the position on lap number 5 as he got past Ronan as he ran very wide through Sheen Curve. Selden was also making progress after a tough start and he squeezed past Ronan on lap number 6. By now, Nick Sutton had retired the Mitsubishi and was joined in retirement by 2 Volkswagens of Scott and Dewar. Alex Sidwell was putting in impressive lap times up front and had a comfortable 26 seconds lead over the line over Andy Woods-Dean. Despite having a 10-second penalty for track limits, Adrian Bradley would finish 3rd, first within Class B, with Birley taking 4th place overall, winning Class A. In 5th position would be Peter Selden, he would win Class C. Ronan Bradley would finish 6th on the road, 2nd within Class B, followed by Steve Everson, Peter Osborne, who once again finished in the top 10 in his Class D Astra VXR, followed by Martin Reynolds and Jack Whitehead. Dave Hutchins would finish 11th, the leading TinTop, who was ahead of Simon Tomlinson and Chris Adams. Jeremy Sutton would finish 14th in the Ford Sierra Cosworth RS500, ahead of Kevin Borland and Ken Angell. Nick Sanderson was next, ahead of Liam Pauling, putting an impressive lap time of a 1:49.5 in the Class T3 Citroen Saxo. Simon Worth would be next, ahead of Ian Seal, Stephen Watson, Alex Martin, Russell Bradley and James Seal, after a couple of issues through the race, would finish on the road 24th, 2nd within Class TP, picking up a trophy for all his hard work. Caesar Electric Super Saloon driver of race 1 had gone to Kevin Borland, who had gone to a lot of effort to get his V8 below the noise limit after initially failing it at the start of the day. Adrian Bradley would win this award in race 2. Also a couple of awards from myself for the driver of the races within the TinTops. The first race would be Ken Angell, as he had to deal with Rob Birley stealing his car for half the day, and the second race would go to James Seal, who had a number of issues in the second race of the day, but kept it off the track, kept it out of everyone's way and managed to rejoin the race and finish. A spectacular effort from him to get to the checkered flag. So a massive congratulations to all of the drivers. Everyone had done a great job on this very hot day at Brands Hatch. A real credit to all of the drivers and all of the teams. There were no safety car interventions within our sessions, which was fantastic, and we look forward to the next race, which will be at Brands Hatch once more, this time for a 30-minute pit stop race, whilst the Intermarques will be on the Sunday, racing in the Vox Valves Festival. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you around soon. Goodbye.